welcome to another episode of the Veterans View Show / Community Involvement. And today we're continuing on with educating the voters. Today we have Miss Carrie Bowman with her, and she is the Motor Vehicles License Commissioner. Carrie, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
And before we get into talking about the motor vehicle, tell us something about yourself, because you came up in motor vehicle before you assumed the position of commissioner.
I did. I worked under Paulette Colbert for 20 years. Mm-hmm. And then when she was promoted up, then I was promoted up to commissioner. Oh. So I've been in the driver's license my whole career there.
And that's great. That's great. Now, where did you go to school at, Carrie?
Central High School.
Central High School? And did you go to college or anything?
I did not. I went to Central High School, went straight to work afterwards, and I worked for Phoenix Gerard Bank for 15 years.
So you went to the University of Central?
I did.
And that's great. And a lot of good people do that when you work so long and you're ready to make that next step. Because Paulette moved up to county administrator.
She did.
And then you moved into her seat.
I did.
And that's a good thing. We promote from within. So what we want to talk about today is tell us about your job as motor vehicle license commissioner.
Well, I oversee everybody in Russell County who needs a tag. I mail out about 5,000 to 6,000 mailers a month. Mm-hmm. We renew according to the first letter of your last name. Mm-hmm. We do handicap placards. We do tags. We take care of military. We do a multitude of things.
Okay. And being handicapped, I think, is something special. So can you tell us about what they need to bring from the doctor in order to get a handicap tag?
We do. We have a letter is from the state of Alabama. A lot of your doctors will have these letters on file. If they do not, they can pick them up from our office. We'll be glad to fax one over for you. And as long as your doctor has filled that out and signed in the proper places, we can get you a placard or a tag.
Okay, great. Now, the other question is every month in the year is a time for renewal.
Except December.
Except for December. Mm-hmm. And so December get a break.
December we think we get a break. December is actually for new purchases.
Okay.
And here lately, it has been a lot. Okay. We've been very busy.
We've been getting a lot of Christmas presents.
And we're in tax season.
Okay. So this is another question I have. If the 31st rolls around mm-hmm. and I have not renewed my tag, what happens on January the 5th, because first is a holiday? What happens? Do I get double charged to renew?
Well, if the 31st falls on a Saturday or Sunday, you'll have until that Monday without a late fee. Anything after that, it is a one-time $15 fee.
Oh, man, that's not bad at all. And how many people works in the license office?
We have 10.
We have 10?
Including myself.
And I guess the point that I'm trying to get across that I want our viewers to understand is if they have a problem and the clerk can't answer the problem, then they should not be afraid to actually speak to you or your assistant.
Always open.
Right.
And if I'm not there, my assistant Nidra is.
Okay.
So if you ever have a problem and the clerk can't handle it or needs to speak to a supervisor, one of us is always there.
Okay, great. Now, to get a special tag, like say an organization like the Corvette Club, okay, and they wanted to get their own specialized tag,
yes,
what would the process of that be?
You have to lobby for that tag, mm-hmm. and it goes into what they call a commitment purchase. So many people have to commit to buy that tag. So say it's $250. Mm-hmm. And there's a $250 margin, and then there's $1,000. If it's $250, you get what they call a generic tag with your logo on it. Mm-hmm. If 1,000 people commit to buy that tag, you design your tag as you see fit.
Mm-hmm. And then how is the funds for that particular tag distributed?
Okay, they are distributed. We get a little bit of that, and then it goes to the actual organization that put that tag on. Mm-hmm. Say, University of Alabama.
Right.
They have theirs. that money goes to the University of Alabama. If it's spayed and neuter your pet, it goes to that organization.
Okay.
So they do. I send that money to the state, and the state distributes those funds because I have to send a list of how many tags were purchased and so forth.
So if you don't have 200 people that's ready to purchase, then you're not going to get that tag. Okay. Now, is there anything else about the motor vehicle that you would like to let the audience or the citizens of Phoenix City and Russell County know?
Yeah, there is a few things. When you purchase a car from an individual, you have 20 days, or from a dealer, you have 20 days. I know Georgia, we're so right here next to Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia will give you a 45-day drive-out tag, and we will honor that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you buy from an Alabama dealer or from an individual, you only have that 20-day grace period. After that, there is a $15 late fee. And if you're late, and I think people get this confused, they think it's $15 per day.
Mm-hmm.
If you're late, it's a one-time fee of $15.
Okay. Now, after you collect this tag money and everything, whether do you have to and you distribute it? Is that weekly or monthly? Monthly. So you really have a big job at the end of the month.
I do.
Because I may just take the letter, my name, Davis, and I know I try to get in there the first of the month. I don't like to wait till the last 3 days of the month because I see the line.
Yes, that's another thing. If try to renew before the last day of the month, because if you come in the last day of the month, we're going to have a line all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And, people get upset with us, but we're moving as fast as we can,
Mm-hmm.
as possibly we can. And so get there 3 or 4 days ahead of time,
Right.
and you should be fine.
Because at 5 o'clock, the courthouse door closed.
The courthouse doors closed.
So if you ain't got your tag, you're going to end up getting that $15 late fee.
Yes. And I don't control that. Our security controls that.
Right. So that's great. And as we get ready to close, is there anything else that you would like to share, like on your distribution? We know you do it at the end of the month, but can you give us an idea of how much money you're moving at the every end of the month?
I move a lot of money. I don't want to give an exact number,
Right.
But I can tell you where those funds are distributed.
Yes, that would be great.
We distribute to the city. We distribute to the Board of Education, Russell County and Phoenix City Board of Education. We distribute to the organizations that have the personalized tags. We distribute it to the DA's office. We distribute to the Road and Bridge, the general fund. So my money is well divided up between a lot of people.
And I thank you for that, because I think the citizens need to know where the money comes from that keeps the county and city operating.
Correct.
And by knowing that and knowing what your job is, they can see that you are a person that can be approached.
Yes.
And ask questions.
Yes, always.
And that's a goal of why we're doing this series of interviews, is so that we can educate the voters on people and what they do in office. Department head,
Yes, sir.
county commissioners, city councilmen. So we're going to be continuing this show. Terry, tell me about the different ways of paying your tags as far as online and in person.
There's several ways to pay. You can do it online at renewyourtag.com. You can mail it in, and we'll be glad to mail it back to you. Or you're welcome to come in. And if you choose to do it online or mail it in, that will save you from coming into the office and having to stand in line for so long to get your tags.
Is there a special fee for doing it online?
There is a special fee because for the company that does it for us, and we have onlines have picked up tremendously because people just don't want to get out. And I get it and stand in line. But you can mail it in for free and we'll mail it back to you.
Right.
And, but yeah, there's several ways to do it. And if you need any further information, they're welcome to call our office.
Well, let me ask you this. When you're doing it online, is it an extra fee for a credit card versus a debit card?
No, same fee, but there's also a fee if you come in. So if you're going to pay that fee when you come in, you're welcome to do it online and pay the same fee.
Right.
And and we turn it around real quickly. So the day we get it, they go out.
Okay, great.
So we tried to, then the day we get it in the mail, they go out that day.
And so I'm glad we said it because, with all our military coming into this area, and
Yes.
everything, they are used to, the spouses are used to handling that because
Right.
normally the husband or the significant other is doing training or at work doing something. And so they just get online and renew
Right.
and not even have to worry about it, especially if they got little kids and they don't want to be dragging them around.
Correct.
So we want to thank you again for that because that's another thing that the citizen needs to know. Mail it in if you don't want to go stand in line at the first of the month, and it'll get mailed back to you within 2 to 5 days.
Can I say this too? We have, we're under a new program now that we just implemented about a year ago. And now when you get your mailers, instead of getting the little cards and having to wait for all the little cards, now they're all on one sheet.
One sheet.
So you should get, if you've got 4 cards, you're going to get all 4 of them on one little sheet. So you'll have it. It won't be the cards anymore. So that's been a big change for us.
Yes, and I started on mine.
Yes.
At first, I was a little confused,
Yes.
but I did. Thank you again, Carrie, for coming out there and talking with us so that we can educate our citizens
Yes, sir.
on the licensed motor vehicle department.
Yes, sir.
Thank you again.
Thank you.